Well, 15 years ago, I had a great job in the television industry, crash and burn, where I was living on Hollywood Boulevard homeless, rebuilt my life. First time was 20 years of bad decisions, drugs and alcohol. Rebuilt my life. I have 15 years sober coming this August. And here, this thing called the economy hit. And I had a 3-bedroom house in St. Louis, and 1,400 square feet, 2-car garage, all the trappings and stuff that as Americans, we're comfortable with. And the economy hit, and bam, started losing everything. Took a job in LA, relocated, which I laughed because that particular job was $80,000, and I was like, how am I gonna? That was a cut in pay. How am I gonna live in LA with $80,000? Last year I made $14,000, and that's just my gratitude to the social media community and the nonprofit community and Los Angeles Dream Center and Charles Lee and a couple people that have just come behind me and like Beth Cantor and just supported what I'm doing. It's just been amazing. Because if you do the math, I shouldn't be here. But from Gnome Decks to South by Southwest to Blog World to speaking at USC School of Journalism to now here at N10, I mean, it's just been amazing. So anyways, here I am, about ready to lose it, got laid off from that $80,000 job, marketing manager, nice cushy job. I'm freaking out. I've been unemployed so long, house is going into foreclosure. And at the time, this part was accident because I'm a TV producer, so I would have edited these videos, but my Avid died and I wasn't able to replace it. So I had this little laptop with a 5400 drive. Being a tech event, you guys understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You're tech soup. And so I couldn't edit video. So I almost didn't do this. And the other thing is, I would have edited. If I could have edited the videos, if I had a 7200 drive and figured out some way to load Final Cut or Avid or any of the Sony Vegas or one of the other things, I would have edited the video. But I just went and put it up with what I had, and that was part of the attraction because authenticity has replaced production value. And one of the things that we've done bad, at least in homeless service, is nonprofit marketing, is we've just shown the good side. We've said, oh, we've solved homelessness. Look at Mark Horvath, we've got him out, and all the stories were spun. Or the news media, unless it's Thanksgiving, does it as a bad story.
Right.
So here, because I don't edit it, now somebody has donated me a nice laptop and I can edit the videos. Now I won't because now it's part of the DNA of InvisiblePeople.tv.
Right.
So I started putting homeless stories, raw, unedited, real people. I mean, these are real people up on the internet. And I started using Twitter and Facebook and the social media tools that we all take for granted because they're free. And just started doing something what I call reality twittering and bringing people vicariously with me as I go into a tent city or as I go into different environments and I meet people and helping homeless families. And oh my gosh, people started listening, people started watching, people started interacting. And because of that, there's been housing programs started and feeding programs started. I ran into a tugboat operator in Baton Rouge and said, Brother Mark, got 50 homeless kids, don't have any shoes. And within an hour in the social media network, thanks to all of you, they all had brand new shoes. So it's just been just amazing. And it's really, it's not me, it's the power of social media. It's thanks to all of you guys that have, really partnered with me to make all this happen.
How does the experience of being featured in one of these videos, having someone's story heard? Sometimes I think from my perspective as a relatively privileged person, it's much easier for me to see how that impacts me, how that makes me want to donate to projects like yours, how that makes me want to support things. I think that the way it impacts the person telling the story is just as profound, but I think that that's harder for me to see in some ways. How does it impact them?
Well, I really don't know. I don't have the infrastructure. I'm a one-man band to go around and to do follow-ups, and to be quite honestly, the homeless population is very transient. If you report, there's a good part of homelessness that, like for instance, in Skid Row, Los Angeles, if you took 1,000 people in 1 year, only 400 of them are still there. 600 of them get out of homelessness. So I'm hoping that percentage of the people on invisiblepeople.tv are out of homelessness. But as you bring that up, there's a girl, I did a road trip. My iPhone syncs to the Ford Motor Company website. They pick up the RSS feeds from Flickr and YouTube and all this other stuff.
You mentioned that yesterday. That's really delightful.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, here I am, an unemployed guy without an income, traveling the country in a borrowed car. It just happened to be Ford Motor Company. Talk about trust. Thank you, Scott Monty. Thank you, Ford Motor Company. Because, I mean, let's face it, homelessness is not a sexy cause. And they had the vision to come, well, it's in the Ford DNA for them to come and, help me. And, Hertz and Haynes and Pepsi and Whirl and a bunch of others have, really partnered, and it's been really great. But where I was going is, when I was here over the summer, because I drove around the country, 11,263 miles in a Ford Flex.
Do you have to say what kind of car it was?
No, actually, what's really cool is all they said was use the tag Ford Drive. That's the only thing. And I even said, what if I don't like the gas mileage? They want the honesty. And they really get social media because you can't control it.
Right.
With their Ford Fusion, and we're getting off topic. That's another thing. But no, I'm glad you asked, because the reason I plug this is I don't get anything back from it, but I'm grateful. I recently turned down a sponsor, and it wasn't because they were bad. It just wasn't a fit. And I'm really grateful for the socks Haynes have given me. And Hertz just underwrote a trip for me to go to Anchorage, Alaska. And, it's just really amazing that a corporate brand would do something for this guy that's going around telling homeless stories.
Right.
So it's my way of giving back and saying I'm grateful. I don't get compensated for it in any way. I'm just saying thank you, which I think we need more of. We need more of people to say thank you for different things. So there was a lady here named Angela under a bridge in Atlanta, and she changed me. If you go to invisiblepeople.tv and search Angela, you can probably put it with this video if you like. She really changed me. She was dying under a bridge here. So I'm going to try to get to underneath that bridge. I don't know if she's still there, but you brought up the subject of follow-up, and I would really love to go and get that. So the homeless community is, often we don't have, a real physical address. We're homeless, so it's very hard to track. That's one of the reasons the point in time counts that the government always puts out are just really at best a good guess.